Devarim 14 or Deuteronomy 14. Refrain from cutting yourselves. You are children of Jehovah your Elohim. You must not lacerate yourselves or shave your foreheads on account of the dead, because you are a kadosh, or holy people to Jehovah your Elohim, and Jehovah chose to make you his precious possession from among all the peoples of the earth. Refrain from unclean food. You must not eat any detestable food. These are the animals that you may eat: ox, sheep, goat, deer, gazelle, roebuck, wild goat, ibex, antelope, and mountain sheep. You may eat every animal with a divided hoof, those with split cloven hooves that chew the cud. However, you must not eat these animals that chew the cud or have divided hoof: the camel, hare, and rock badger. Even though these chew the cud, their hooves are not divided, therefore they are unclean for you. And also the pig, because even though its hoof is divided, it does not chew the cud. It is therefore unclean for you. You must not eat their meat or even touch their carcasses. You may choose to eat from these creatures in the water. You may eat anything with fin and scale, but you may not eat anything without fin and scale, since it is unclean to you. You may eat all clean birds, but you must not eat from any of these: the eagle, the vulture, osprey, buzzard, and any kind of kite, any kind of raven, the ostrich, nighthawk, seagull, any kind of falcon, the little owl, the great owl, the horned owl, the pelican, the carrion vulture, the cormorant, the stork, any kind of heron, the hoopie, and the bat. Any winged, swarming insect is unclean to you. They must not be eaten. You may eat every bird that is clean. You must not eat any carcass, but you may eat it to the alien, and you may give it to the alien in your cities, so he may eat it or sell it to a foreigner. For you are Kadosh people to Jehovah your Elohim. You must not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. Okay, remember the tithe. Be sure to the tithe annually from everything you plant that yields a harvest in the field. Then in the presence of Jehovah your Elohim, in the place where he'll choose to establish his name, you may consume the tithe of your grain, your new wine, your oil, and the firstborn of your livestock and flock, so that you learn to revere Jehovah your Elohim all your life. Now the way may be distanced from you, so that you are unable to transport your tithe, because you have been blessed by Jehovah your Elohim, and the place where Jehovah your Elohim choose to establish his name may be distant from you. In that case, convert it to cash, secure the money, and then bring it to the place where Jehovah will choose. You may spend the money to your heart's content to buy livestock, flock wine, strong drink, and whatever you desire. You and your household may eat there and rejoice in the presence of Jehovah your Elohim. But you must not forget the descendants of Levi in your town, because there is no tribal allotment for him as there is for you. Every third year, bring all the tithes of your produce of that year and store it in your cities. So the descendants of Levi, who have no tribal allotment as you do, foreigners, orphans, and widows who live in your cities, may come, eat, and be satisfied. That way, Jehovah your God, your Elohim, shall bless you in everything you do. 15. You must cancel your debts at the end of every 7th year. This is the way to conduct remission. Every creditor must cancel the loan that his friend borrowed, and he must not pressure his friend or brother to repay it, because a remission to Yehovah will be proclaimed. You may exact payment for a foreigner, but cancel whatever your brother owes you. Moreover, there will be no poor person among you, for Yehovah will surely bless you in the land that he is about to give you to possess. Only be certain to obey the voice of Yehovah your Elohim. Carefully observe all of these commands that I am commanding to you today, for Yehovah your Elohim will bless you just as he promised. You are to lend to many nations but not borrow. Also you will roll over many nations, but they will not roll over you. If there should be a poor man among your relatives in one of the cities of the land that Yehovah your Elohim is about to give you, don't be hard-hearted or tight-fisted toward your poor relative. Instead, be sure to open your hand to him and lend him enough to lessen his need. Be careful not to think this wicked thought to yourselves. The 7th year, the year of remission, is drawing near, and you show ill will toward your poor relative and not give to him. He may then call to Jehovah on account of you, and you will be guilty of sin. You must certainly give to him and not feel regret for doing so. Because of this, Yehovah your Elohim will bless all your works and everything you do. Since poor people won't cease to exist in the land, therefore I'm commanding you, be sure to be generous to your poor and needy relatives in your land. When a fellow Hebrew, male or female slave, is sold to you and serve you for 6 years, then in the 7th year you are to set them free. But when you set them free, don't send them away empty-handed. Provide for them liberally from your flock, threshing floor, and wine vat. As Jehovah your Elohim has blessed you, so give to them. Don't ever forget that you were a slave in the land of Egypt, yet Jehovah your Elohim redeemed you. Therefore, I am giving you these commands today. Should that slave say to you, I won't leave you, because he loves you and your household, and it was good for him to be with you, then take an awl and pierce through his earlobe in the door. Then he will be your slave forever. You are to do the same for your female slaves. Don't view this as a hardship for yourself when you set him free, for he will have served you for 6 years, twice the time of a paid worker. Then Jehovah will bless you in all that you do. Set apart for Jehovah your Elohim every firstborn male among your herd and flock. You must not put the firstborn of your ox to work or shear the firstborn of your flock. Then in the presence of Jehovah your Elohim, you and your household must eat them every year at the place Jehovah will choose. If it has a blemish, lameness, blindness, or any kind of defect, you must not sacrifice it to Jehovah your Elohim. In your cities, both the unclean and the clean together are to eat together, as the gazelle and the deer. Only must not eat its blood, pour it on the ground like water. In the last chapter, the Torah reading portion, 16. Observe the month of Aviv, keeping the Passover or Pesach to Jehovah your Elohim, because Jehovah your Elohim brought you out of Egypt during the night in the month of Aviv. Then sacrifice sheep and cattle for the Passover of Jehovah your Elohim, the place where the Jehovah your Elohim will choose to establish his name. You must not eat any yeast with it. Instead, for 7 days eat bread without yeast, the bread of affliction, because you left the land of Egypt in haste. Remember the day you went out of the land of Egypt for the rest of your lives. Yeast is not to be seen in any of your territories for 7 days. The meat is not to remain from the evening of the first day until morning. You must not sacrifice the Passover in just any of your cities that Jehovah your Elohim is about to give you, but at the place where your Elohim will choose to establish his name. You are to sacrifice the Passover in the evening at dusk, at the time of day you left Egypt. Boil and eat the Passover meal at the place that Jehovah your Elohim will choose. In the morning you may go back to your tents. Eat bread without yeast for 6 days. Then on the 7th day, hold an assembly to Jehovah your Elohim. Don't do any work. To celebrate the festival of weeks, count off 7 weeks from when the cycle is first put to standing grain. Then observe the festival of weeks in the presence of Jehovah your Elohim by giving your tribute, the free will offering of your hands in proportion to the manner in which Jehovah your Elohim blessed you. Rejoice in the presence of Jehovah your Elohim with your son, daughter, male and female, slaves, and the descendants of Levi who is in your city, the stranger, the orphan, and the widow among you at the place where Jehovah your Elohim will choose to establish his name. Remember that you were slaves in Egypt, so keep and observe this statute. Celebrate the festival of tents for 7 days after you harvest your threshing floor and your winepress. Rejoice in your festival, you, your son, your daughter, your male and female slaves, descendants of Levi, foreigners, orphans, and widows who live in your cities. For 7 days you are to celebrate in the presence of Jehovah your Elohim at the place where Jehovah will choose, for Jehovah your Elohim will bless you in all your harvests and everything you do, and your joy will be complete. Every male must appear in the presence of Jehovah your Elohim 3 times a year at the place where he will choose for the festival of unleavened bread, a festival of 7 weeks, and a festival of tents. He must not appear in Jehovah's presence empty-handed. That is the end of the Torah reading, and we will continue to read for the half Torah.